Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to suggest some easy recipes to help you kickstart your New Year's food resolutions. I know that after the holidays many people consider what they're going to do better for the next year. New Year's food resolutions can be really difficult to adhere to keep up. And I think it's due, well, in my opinion, I think it's due mainly to not being prepared, appropriately prepared, having the right things in your home to make sure you stick to your plan, your guide, your diet, whatever you want to call it. And I can't stand the word diet. It's a depressing word. Nothing positive comes from the word diet as far as I'm concerned. So I would like to think of our food resolutions as a way to just looking after ourselves, getting on our wellness plan. Wellness is a much better word, right? I used to, or in the summer and the fall, I used to go out for a walk around the Partners Park, just a block away from me, a small park, and I would take a couple of walks around there. The wonderful man I live with, he's my pacemaker, and he would start off, and I would try and keep up. We would do sort of a walk-run situation, and that was really doing me well. I felt great. It helped. I don't think maybe I was shedding a pound or two. I was keeping the pounds off, so to speak. But I can't do that now. It's too cold outside. I cannot find the enthusiasm to put my behind out there in the cold. As soon as you come outside, the breeze licks you, and you find yourself. I have no motivation to do that. So what that means to me is I'm going to do some stuff on YouTube or online in the middle of my living room, kick my feet up. I think I'll join Grow with Jo. She's great. I'll put a link down if you want to do some workouts at home. She's really, really good. I like her. Sometimes I go for gusto and hurt and injure myself, but that's a me issue, not a Jo issue. But I find it difficult to just motivate myself, even in the house, because there's a sofa there, right? But anyway, I digress. So as I'm not able to get out there and shed off a few pounds by running around the park or a vigorous walk around the park, what I'm going to have to do is pay closer attention to the food, my intake of food. So I'm going to make sure I'm using, and these are suggestions I suggest for you too. Healthy oils, heart healthy oils. Avoid using too much butter. Use olive oils, extra virgin olive oils in your dressing to make sure you're keeping those harmful oils out of your diet, trans fats, that sort of thing. I know, and I hope most people are avoiding trans fats completely. Avoid what's it called now? Processed foods, pre-prepared foods. This is, I think, really when you are trying to bring down how much the high calorie items in the food. The best way to do that is to cook your own food. Even if you're buying a salad from a salad that all they do is salad. This is the time, I think, whenever you're looking to pare down on your calories, bring down your calories in your diet, make sure you're making better choices. You need to cook at home more. You need clean ingredients. Fruits, vegetables are key. Vegetables are key, especially leafy greens. They're great for you. Start putting more of that into your diet. Non-processed foods. Avoid, even if it's a low-fat pizza, like that cauliflower-based pizza. That is not going to help. All that's going to make you want to do is have a pizza, in my opinion, because it's not quite going to give you what you need. So if you decide you really need a pizza, then have a pizza, but make sure the toppings avoid pepperoni. Go for arugula on top of it with some anchovy, although anchovy is salty, but something or some chicken, and I really hate chicken pizza. So the advice I give you is I'm trying to give you options here, but just go for cheese and tomato. Buy foods in season. That's where you're going to get the most nutrition, that's going to feed your body well and will really push you on your wellness journey. The first recipe I'm going to share with you is coleslaw. It's more about the dressing than it is about the coleslaw itself. A lot of us fail sometimes in our wellness journey when it comes to salads. We get those wonderful ingredients, it's really healthy, and then we douse it in some sort of condiment that we bought in the store, which is full of sugar and God knows what else, numbers, flavorings, all the kind of things that are not good for us. Or we just slap on a load of mayonnaise and we find ourselves in a predicament where we've eaten the equivalent of calories of a fish and chips or a steak. It can be a minefield. The dressing can be a minefield at times. Well, my suggestion is to halve the amount of mayonnaise you use. If we're doing a mayonnaise dressing, we can do, of course, we can do the easy ones like a balsamic dressing with a little bit of olive oil. They're wonderful, and we don't harm ourselves with those unless we're using they're fine, right? But sometimes we want something a heavier dressing, a mayonnaise-based dressing, basically, like a Caesar type dressing or a what's the other one? Ranch. So mayonnaise dressings are fine. They're fine. We can use them. We can have them. The only issue is we have to make sure that we can't use the entire amount that's in a recipe. So if the recipe calls for half a cup of mayonnaise, you could do 2/3 of that ingredient and then add some whole grain old style mustard to it. Whole grain mustard has that bulk to it. This one has a vinegar base to it, so it's going to add a bit of a zing, so you should be aware of that. But adding whole grain mustard to your mayonnaise is a nice alternative to them using the entire amount of mayonnaise. As you see in this recipe, this coleslaw recipe, I use it. It's a great way. We like coleslaw in our household a lot. We eat it a lot. So that we can continue to enjoy it, I've started adding whole grain mustard to it instead of just the full amount of mayonnaise. No sour cream, nothing like that. Just some mayonnaise, some whole grain mustard. I'm not a fan of using half fat stuff. I always think they slip things in there to give you that, to boost the flavor. So I don't see the point. I either use the full fat of whatever it is or not at all, or half full fat of something and something else. So that I can have control on what actually I'm eating. So this is a really good idea to put whole grain mustard in your coleslaws, your dressings generally. It gives a really nice flavour. You'll see I put in my Santa Maria seasoning in that as well. That helps to lift the flavour because it doesn't have as much mayonnaise in it. So there's ways around your dressings. Lots of flavour, real clean flavors with no additional sugars and so on are the best way to go. My second recipe I'm going to share with you today is roast chicken. Roast chicken. Not the holiday type roast chicken where we get half a pound of butter and mix herbs with it and shove it under the skin and then slather it with more butter. Not that one. Well, it's very delicious, but not this time of year, not when wellness is our mantra. So instead of butter, what did I do with this recipe? I mixed some herbs together. So again, when you're cooking at home, fresh ingredients are best. They provide the most flavor. They provide the most flavor. And they're easy. It just makes for a much more delicious meal. But if you don't have fresh herbs for one reason or some reason or other, dried are fine too. They will do the job. It's just that I'm a lover of fresh herbs. Whenever I can. The only time I use dried herbs is when I unexpectedly run out of fresh and I need to cook something. 9 times out of 10, I use fresh herbs, and even the fresh herbs, if I buy, say like they've got 2-for-1 sale, because I'm a 2-for-1 kind of girl. So if they've got a 2-for-1 sale, like thyme, for instance, it will dry out, but it will be from fresh herbs, so it will be much more pungent than if I was to buy them in the little bottles. So I will buy my own fresh herbs and apply them to whatever I'm doing. I always use fresh herbs with my spice blends because to me it just gives way more flavor and it's for much more enjoyable meal. So for this roast chicken, I used, what did I use? I used, let me see, some fresh rosemary, fresh thyme, lemon zest, my Santa Maria spice blend. Put that all, and I put that with some olive oil. Mix that all up. Put that all around the chicken, under the skin, at the top of the breast, and inside the carcass. And then I used some carrots and onion, I think it was. I put that in the chicken and around the chicken too. So when it cooks, it would create a wonderful jus to create my gravy for later on. When you're looking to restart what you eat, I try to avoid the word diet. When you're looking to kickstart your New Year's food resolution, buying good food makes sense. Now I know we're not all have the luxury in being able to buy organic chicken. When it comes to chicken, I buy organic chicken simply because of things I read in the press. Some of the food rules are not quite up to par. Where certain chickens are purchased from, their laws are different than you'd really expect when you are this food has to go in your body. So I once watched a TED talk with a young boy talking about buying certain foods. I to be honest, I can't afford organic all the way, throughout my food budget because it would skyrocket. Because I do buy some fancy foods, I'm rather fresh. But he did say, going back to what this young boy said, he said on this TED talk, you either pay at the register when you're buying your food, or at the doctor's when you're sick. He didn't quite say like that, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he meant. So ever since then, I have tried my best to incorporate as much organic food as I possibly can. But when it comes to chicken, I buy organic, and I have seen a difference. It tastes different. It cuts different. Chicken is a delicate meat. You need to get the best chicken you possibly can. So if you're thinking of changing the way you eat, you're prioritizing some of the foods you put in your body, and you eat chicken, I would say start buying organic chicken whenever you can. You'll see the difference in the quality of the meat, and it's way tasty. You just have to find the right ones though. Shop around, see what's right for you, what farms are right for you. I buy my food from Fresh Direct. I don't have a butcher near me that sells organic meats. We have a great butcher's not too far away, which is great. I buy my things like oxtails from them. If I'm having people come by, I'll go to them because I prioritize my wellness. I can't prioritize everybody else's. Yeah. So you'll have to shop around. I can't remember I'm sure by the time I'm ready to post this video, I think I'll find the name of the chicken. Farmer Focus, I think, is the name of the chicken I get. There was a time when I used to be able to get it not too far in a local grocery store. It was much cheaper. I buy my groceries from Fresh Direct most of the time, and it can be a bit expensive, to be honest. It's like $4.99 a pound from Fresh Direct. But there are other organic chickens. I've bought the organic chicken from Trader Joe's. I prefer the Farmer Focus chicken than the one in Trader Joe's, but the one in Trader Joe's is fine too. So that's some points on chicken. Try your best to get a good quality chicken to make sure that you're eating well, because there's no point going on a wellness journey if you have poorly sourced meat, right? So I roasted this chicken. Roasted it. As I said, I put the marinade all over the chicken, under it. Put some put some vegetables, aromatics in it, some herbs again inside the carcass. Roasted it on 400, I think I did, for as long as it took. This was you see me, I put it in one pan because I usually am able to put my chickens when I buy them from Fresh Direct in my little silver pan that I have, and it fits nicely. This one was a little bit bigger. I think it was over 4 pounds, so I put it in a skillet. And it makes a difference when you're roasting it because the skillet can hold the heat better, so it cooked the chicken really well. The only problem is I find when I roast chicken in a skillet, I don't get as much jus from the meat. It thickens more quickly, and I don't get much from it. So when I'm deglazing the pan, I don't get enough to create a gravy for the entire chicken. But that doesn't matter because I don't need it. But it's just a point I noticed when I was doing it using the skillet this time. What else was I going to share with you? You'll see in this video that when I carved that thing, I actually carved it a little early. I didn't let it rest because it just smelled so good. I was dying to eat some of it. So I sliced it just to show you what it looked like. And that chicken it's a nice chicken. You cut it. It is quite delicate in its, it's a delicate piece of meat. It's not that tough chicken. And I cooked it to 160. Even a little bit over, actually, I think, because the skillet cooks much more quickly than when I put it in my regular small roasting tin. But it was really tasty chicken. Making sure you put tasty ingredients means you're going to go back. Once you've ate it, it's come out of the oven, you've had some. The rest of it you can use throughout the week. Depending on how many people in your household. So we ate the dark meat bits first. I had sort of like the wing bits with a bit of the back or a bit of the breast here, I think. And what I usually leave till last is the breast, because I'll use the breast for salads or for sandwiches, or I'll add some chicken into some rice. I'm gonna have a chicken fried rice situation, or I'll and the back part where all that bone is, the wonderful man in my life loves all that bone situation. So I'll take that and create another gravy. If there's none left, I'll create another gravy. I'll put it in a pot, like a Dutch oven or something, and just let it sit, saute some onions and stuff, and create gravy with it, and put that over rice, and he will devour that. He loves that. But I like the breast for salads and stuff like that, as particularly that chicken, because the chicken is so soft. It's just, you can have, instead of just a cold chicken, you can heat the chicken up a little bit, and it is lovely. And you can put it over a bit of vegetables if you want, and have no carbs. You can have a no carb meal with that chicken. It's really tasty. But the idea is that you make sure your chicken is tasty by applying the ingredients to lift its flavors and make you want to keep going back for more and more and more, rather than going outside or going and ordering from outdoors and getting some fried chicken. That's not going to do you well on a wellness journey. So roast your chicken, eat it throughout the week. You can put it in the fridge. You can even put it in the freezer. I prefer to just eat it as quickly as possible. And I think once it's gone into the freezer, I tend to use it for things like tacos. You can use, especially when you're getting down to, this is not enough for a meal, but it could do a couple of tacos. And, there you go. You just make some tacos and keep it moving. So roasting a whole chicken on a Monday or a Sunday, have it for Sunday dinner, and continue eating it for the rest of the week, or, throughout the week, is a really, really good idea for your budget, for your wellness, for your palate. The last recipe I'm going to share with you is something to help you avoid those high sugar drinks. I'm not sure I'm going to convert everyone over to this, but it really worked for me, particularly at the beginning of my journey when I was really concerned about my numbers and had to do something, or I felt, well, had to do something quickly. So this was one of the first things I did. I just started drinking hibiscus iced tea. And I have some in the fridge. This hibiscus iced tea. Lovely. So I used a cup of dried hibiscus and I added a generous helping of ginger because I like my hibiscus to be very strong in flavor and with a very strong ginger flavor. And all then you do is you put it in a heat-proof pitcher. I'm showing you there, I have a long tall pitcher and also a tea infuser. And you can use either, obviously, whatever you've got at home. Obviously it has to be heat safe, and one of my jugs don't look like it might be heat safe, but it is. I used those, pour some hot water over it, let it steep. So I make mine relatively strong. I put in quite a bit of ginger because I like that gingery flavor through my hibiscus tea. Pop some hot water on it, let it steep. Once it's well and steeped, I will transfer it out so that it doesn't continue to steep, because with hibiscus the flavor will get stronger and stronger and stronger. So I let it steep depending on how strong you want it. So between 10 to 30 minutes I think should be fine. If you want it stronger still, do a whole hour. This is all about what you enjoy, because I think this has no sugar in it, and this is what I'm suggesting. No sugar, no sweetener, just the hibiscus tea and any flavors you put in it that do not have sugar. You put some ice in a glass, pour it over some ice, add some citrus, that's it. It is a very refreshing drink. I don't think there is, if you're looking or trying to find a way to find yourself something to drink in your home that does not have sugar, hibiscus iced tea is lovely. It's really good for you. If you have high blood pressure, put up your hand if you have high blood pressure. This helps to lower your blood pressure, obviously, when you're doing this sort of thing, and you have a cardiovascular, if you have any kind of ailment, you should, if you are going to use something in your diet, if you're going to drink something regularly, or if you're going to eat something regularly that may have an effect on something you're trying to combat, you should discuss that with your doctor. I am not a doctor. I'm just talking about what I do to help myself. So talk to your doctor if you have high blood pressure and you're thinking of drinking some hibiscus to help lower your numbers. So that's all you need to do. Pour it over some ice with some citrus in it. You're good to go. It does so many other things. I can't remember right now, but I know the blood pressure is an issue for me. So this is one of the reasons why I am a lover of the old hibiscus tea. Yeah, so here it is. Some hibiscus, big blocks of ice, piece of lemon. Obviously lemon is sour, and it does have some, it gets you right here. So by no means is it sweet. And as I said, you can make this lighter by steeping for less. You can put half the amount of hibiscus in your pitcher or tea infuser that I did, and it will be much lighter. And perhaps if you're not someone that's used to hibiscus tea, that might be a better plan for you than what I'm doing here where I'm having it much stronger, because I really like hibiscus tea. Makes me wonder why I don't have it more often. And I have it often, but still, instead of going and getting some Trader Joe's ginger brew, this is ginger ale. It's got a ginger back. I like ginger, so this will do. and it has 0 calories. So if you're looking for something that has some flavor, and because part of it is your brain, right? It's like, what can I have that would satisfy me here as well as in the taste buds? And so I think it looks nice. It looks delicious, and that helps when you're trying to make better choices with your food and drink. So try hibiscus tea. Let me know what you think. Where did I get my hibiscus from? I got it from, where do you think? Amazon. You know, I live in New York City. It's tough to find things in stores. I would love, you know, I am a small business owner, as you know, so I would love to patronize folks who sold for small. In fact, this might be a small business owner via Amazon, to be honest. So I'm not going to beat myself up over that one. But yeah, I got it from Amazon, I think, and it's nice. It seemed like a nice one. This one is organic. I didn't buy it because it was organic. It was just. Oh, and also, did I say hibiscus is obviously, well, it's not obvious, but it's caffeine free. Something I should have said. So I've got this. This is going to last me for ages. I also, my plan was to make, the main reason I bought that was to make some sorrel, which is a Caribbean drink that we drink during Christmas time, and it's basically hibiscus tea. It's like mulled hibiscus tea with cinnamon and allspice in it, and you boil it. You put it on the fire. You let it sit there, and you don't actually let it boil. You let it steep for a while till it thickens, and then people generally sweeten it and so on. But and I use mine in cocktails. A nice rum punch with a hibiscus back is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Also, hibiscus and what do you call it? Tequila go really well. But I digress, because that's not what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about is food that's going to look after our bodies. We're treating our bodies like a temple, or at least going down that avenue. These simple recipes I shared with you today should help you on that journey. So I hope you enjoyed what I had to share with you today. If you did, just give me a like, share with your friends. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I'd love to see you again. I have lots to share. You all take care. Look after your bodies, and I'll see you back here soon. Now, before I go, I used to, my usual end would be that I'm here every week, usually either a Saturday or a Sunday, but it looks like mainly Sundays. I've now committed to posting more than once a week. I'll find my groove. I think definitely going to be either a Saturday or a Sunday, and a Tuesday or a Wednesday, depending on what's going on in my life. And you know, I have other things that I do as well. So small business, full-time job. So I will fit them in where I can, but I'll try and find a groove so that you'll know where to find me. So best thing to do though is to click on the notification button if you subscribe, and subscribe to all notifications, so you'll get a prompt every time I post. Again, look after yourselves. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.